Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Nazima Momin and today we are going to start with a session that is Advanced JavaScript. Before starting this session, we will see what is script. What do you mean by script? Script comes from a Latin word scriber, meaning to write. That means script means to write. Okay. In programming language, script is a list of commands that are executed by a scripting engine. Scripting engine is responsible for loading, compiling and running the script code. Okay. Now what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a scripting language which is used to create a dynamic web page. Dynamic web page means interactive web page. Whereas by using simple HTML code you can create a static web page. Static web page means you can only view the web page, you cannot do anything, you cannot interact with the web page during the time of execution. But if you are using JavaScript in your HTML document, then you can interact with the user during the time of execution. So JavaScript is used to create a dynamic or interactive web page. Now we will see the introduction part of this. There are a variety of scripting languages available in the market which are used to develop dynamic websites. JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. We will use JavaScript as a client-side scripting language. We will discuss this client-side scripting language in next session. Okay. Now, introduction part. JavaScript is an interpreted scripting language. Interpreted language means it is a type of language that executes its instruction directly and freely without compiling the code into machine language instructions. As we all know, in all other languages, in other programming languages, we first need to compile the code. Compiling the code means what? We are supposed to check the errors in the code first. Okay, there are two processes in other programming language. Before execution, the code has to compile first. Okay, if the data is error free, then only it will send the error free data or error free code for the execution process. Otherwise it will pop up the error message and will discontinue with the program there only. But if you are using JavaScript, then you can directly execute your program. There is no compilation process. You can directly execute your program on web browser if you are using JavaScript. So there is no compilation process. You can directly execute the program. JavaScript was initially created to make a web page alive. In previous slide, I already explained you that JavaScript is used to create a dynamic or interactive web page. So the main aim was to create this is to make it alive or to make it interactive. Now we will see a few features of this JavaScript. JavaScript is a lightweight scripting language because it supports few features of object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented means the program is depend on the object. Okay, and lightweight means it is easy to implement or execute the code and have minimum and simple code syntax and features. Means what? You can directly execute your program without compiling it. Very easily you can execute JavaScript program on web browser, and the code to write the program is very simple. The syntax of the code is very simple. There is no special requirement of any software. No special software is required to run JavaScript program. It requires only two things. One is text editor and one is web browser. As we have already created JavaScript files in 11 standard, so we all know that we require a text editor to write the program. Text editor means Notepad, WordPad. These are the text editor where we are going to type the program, right? And a web browser to execute our program. Web browser means the application where we are going to execute the internet files, right? So web browser, example of this web browser is Internet Explorer, Netscape Navigator, Google Chrome. You can use any web browser to execute your program. Then it supports event-based programming facilities. Event-based means what? The flow of the program is determined by the event. such as user interaction. That means if you click on a button, for example, if you click on a button, it will do some action, right? So the action is called as the event. After clicking on the button, when you call any function or when some action is going to be happen, that action is called as an event. Okay, so it depends on the user interaction, like on click, on mouse over, on mouse down, on mouse up. These are the example of events. It is a case sensitive language. Case sensitive language means what? The ability to distinguish between the uppercase letter and the lowercase letter of version. As you all know, in HTML we can write the program in either in capital letter or in small letter. It doesn't matter. You can write it in capital letter also. You can write the program, the whole program, in small letter also. But if you are using JavaScript, it is a case sensitive language. There are difference between capital letter and small letter in JavaScript. Few keywords require capital letter and few keywords require small letters. So you have to use those keywords as it is. Okay. It helps the browser to perform input validation without wasting the user time by the web server access. That means if the code get validated matlab, to validate means to check the error. Validate means error checking. Okay, so if the code get validated or if the code get validated on the client machine, then send the error free data to the server. If we validate it on the client machine, then if there is no error, then we can send the data to the server. So it will save the server's time to validate it again. It can handle date and time very effectively, which is not possible with HTML. As you all know, in HTML there is a very big drawback of the HTML is you cannot display system date and time and you cannot do any calculation. So here by using JavaScript you can display date and time and you can do calculations or arithmetic and logical operations here is by using the JavaScript. Most of the syntax of JavaScript programming is same as syntax of other programming languages like if, do while, for loop. These are the syntax of these things are same in the syntax of other programming language. An important part of JavaScript is the ability to create a new function. Function means a set of instruction. A block of instruction is called as a function. We already studied functions in 11th standard. Functions are of two types. One is predefined function or built-in function and another one is user-defined function. Built-in functions are predefined, which are already defined. We just need to call the function by its name, right? But user-defined functions are the functions which are created by the user to perform a particular task. So user defined function is a block of code that perform a particular task. It is a platform independent scripting language. Now here we are going to talk about hardware platform also and software platform also. Hardware platform means on PC, on Mac system, on Sunsphere. These are the example of hardware platform. So you can execute your program on any hardware platform. And software platform, here we are talking about operating system. So you can use any operating system to execute your program like Windows, Linux, Unix, etc. These are the example of operating system. So you can run your JavaScript program on any software platform. Any JavaScript enabled browser can understand and interpret or execute JavaScript code. If your browser setting is JavaScript enabled, then you can execute your JavaScript program on any browser. These features make JavaScript as a universal scripting language. These features make it universal scripting language. Now we will move to the next slide. Now there are two types of scripting. One is client-side scripting and another one is server-side scripting. What is client-side scripting? In this type of scripting, script resides on the client machine and executes on the client web browser. This type of scripts placed inside an HTML document. Now see, we are on client machine. The script, we are typing the script on the same machine, on client machine only, okay, in HTML document, and we are executing that file on the web browser of the client machine only. So we are using only one machine where both the code and the browser are installed. Okay, so both the code and browser are placed inside the client machine only. Okay, see the image. This is the image where I can explain you here. This is client machine, okay, and this is the HTML code including the script. Okay, this is the code block on text editor which resides on the client machine only, and it is sending the request for the execution to the web browser. We will execute our program on web browser like Internet Explorer, Netscape Navigator, Google Chrome. So you can execute your program on the web browser which is installed on the client machine only. Now see next, server-side scripting. In server-side scripting, script resides on web server. Now in client side there is no role of the server, but here there is a role of a web server. Okay, so to execute this script, it must be activated by the client first, then it is executed on the server. See the image, you will get to know. See, this is server-side server-side JavaScript, okay, where there is a client machine and a web server. There are two systems. One is client machine and another one is web server. So the code block resides on the web server. We are writing the code to activate the web server. Okay, we are writing the code to activate this code block which resides on the web server. Then we will send the request. When we execute this program, it will send the request to the server for the service. Okay, for the particular service. Then it will execute the program on the server only. The execution process will done on the server side only. Okay, and it will generate the output. After generating the output, it will send the output to the client machine as a response. Okay, and it will display that generated output on the client web browser. Got it? So here the script resides on the web server. The script resides on the web server and it is activated by the client. Client will send the request to activate this code block. Then it will generate the output by executing the code block, and then will send the request and then send the response to the client to execute that response on the client web browser. Now we will see a difference between client-side scripting and server-side scripting. On client-side scripting, when a script resides on client machine and executed on the client web browser is known as client-side scripting. The example of client-side scripting is VB.NET, VBScript and JavaScript. These are the example of client-side scripting. Now, server-side scripting, when the script resides on web server and activated by the client and is executed on the server only, is known as server-side scripting. The example of this is ASP, that is Active Server Page. This is the best example of server-side script. Now, execution of the script. The second difference is execution of the script. Client-side script executed on the client machine, server-side script executed on the web server. Okay. Client-side, now protection of source code. The third difference is protection of source code. Here the source code can be, on client side, the source code can be viewed in web browser and can be easily altered without authentication. As the code block and the web browser are on the same machine, anyone can access those data and anyone can alter that data without any authentication. But on server side, it is the code is protected with the login authentication. The code block is protected with the login authentication with a specific ID and password. So only the valid user who knows that ID and password are allowed to see the source code, and only after he or she has logged in with the server, he or she can alter that code. Without authentication, no one can access the server code. So the difference between protection of source code is, here there is no protection, here there is no security on the code. Here there is a authentic ID and password. Okay, authentic ID and password is required to access the source code, so the security is more here. Now, use of script. Client-side script are used generally for validation purpose, to check the errors on the client side. Okay, and server-side script is used to collect the data that is submitted by the client. For example, if we are filling the form, right, so there is a validation process on the client machine only. If you write wrong contact number, if you write only 9 number in contact number, it will pop up the error message on the form only before submitting it. When you click on OK, it will generate a message that your contact number is not valid, please enter 10-digit number, right? So this is what validation on the client machine. After all the validation, if the data is error free, then you can send the data to the server side for the execution purpose or for the further processing. But on server side scripts are used for collecting the data, right? Whatever form you are submitting, the server will collect that form data and will execute or will process on the data to generate the output. Server-side scripts are used to collect the data that is submitted by the client. When you click on OK, the data will send to the server. So the server will collect all the data and will save it in the database of the server, web server. Okay. Now, control over network traffic on server. Client side. If client side script checks the data on client machine and then submit the data to the server, so it reduces the time of server for checking the data again, right? And then server can respond to more users over the web. As you all know, server is connected with so many clients at a time, correct? So if the data is error free, it will save the server's time to check it again, and then it will go for the next client after finishing your data. Okay, so if the data is error free or if the data is validated on the client, it is easy to process the data on the server side. Okay, then server side, if the data if the server script starts checking the data for validation, it is possible that it may create network traffic on the server. If your data is not validated on the client side and the error and the data is submitted to the server, and if there is any error in the data, server will check the data. If there is any error, it will send the data back to the client for the correction. Client will correct the data and will send it back to the server. So it will take time to send the data and to receive the data again, right? So till that time, the other clients are waiting for the process because the server is handling client 1, correct? So if server starts checking the data for validation, it is possible that it may create a network traffic jam because other users are waiting for the execution process. So there is a network traffic jam. The speed to access the server get reduced and it become uncontrollable. Okay. Now, special requirement. On client side, we require only a web browser to execute the program. On server side, it requires a web server software to execute the code. Now, today we will stop here. We will continue this chapter in the next session, inshallah. Till that time, Allah Hafiz.